Hi church, I hope you're doing really well and I hope you're having a really great summer. Matt asked me to record a video cast. I've been profoundly impacted by a book I've been reading that actually Matt gave to me. It's called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry and it's by John Mark Comer. And just as our society begins to reopen, things begin to get back to some kind of normal, although it's not normal. Instead, please don't go back to normal. Instead, we'd really encourage you to use this time to carry out your own spiritual health check. Don't leave God on the sidelines screaming for your attention. It's not going to be the world's priority for you to spend time with God, but you can make it your priority. You can make it your priority. And this book raises some huge questions which are incredibly timely. It asks about our priorities. What are our real priorities? And what does our time say about our priorities? And what do we really want from life? We all say that we want certain things. We all say we want to follow Jesus, but how much is our career or the things that we do or the pastimes that we have? How much more time and effort and energy do we put into those things than we do into our relationship with God? Surely if we want to follow Jesus with all of our hearts, with all of our mind, all of our soul, all of our spirit, if we want to love God to that degree, then we need to make it our priority. John Mark Comer is a pastor in an American megachurch, and his church just introduced a 6th service, and so he's kind of on the edge of burnout as he writes this book, and he goes for some advice from a friend, a guy called John Ortberg, who you might have heard of. He's written some books. He himself recounts how he went to see another spiritual heavyweight, a guy called Dallas Willard, about the exact same problem. What do I need to do to become the me I want to be? John Ortberg asks. And Dallas Willard pauses and then replies after a long silence. He says, "You must ruthlessly eliminate hurry from your life." Ortberg thinks, okay, and what else? Dallas Willard replies, "There is nothing else." Hurry is the greatest enemy of the spiritual life in our day. You must ruthlessly eliminate hurry from your life. Believe it or not, friends, busyness is a problem that is at endemic levels in our society. One of the craziest things about the coronavirus pandemic is that it has forced the whole world to slow down. Did you go to the petrol station during the COVID crisis? I mean, petrol less than £1 a litre? What was that all about? It's because the world slowed down. Do you know, I'm not saying that COVID is a good thing, but what I am saying is that it has forced our world to do something. It has forced our world to slow down, and it's found it hard. People have found it hard. A number of us have struggled to cope with not being as busy as we were used to being. And you know, I'm in that boat too. I struggled with it. And I've read this book and it's challenged me a lot. It's easy to see that our culture wants to go faster all the time. And now technology is almost helping us to do the opposite. It's trying to help us to slow down. It's recognised there's a problem. You think about phones. They now have do not disturb functions on them. They have wind down or quiet hours. My PC has focus mode because it's recognised that being bombarded with notifications all day is not only stressful, but also a waste of my time. We send messages so often without checking the autocorrects. We're so eager to reply, sometimes with embarrassing results. Don't know if you've ever done that. Replied to a message and thought, that's not the word I meant to put in there. Yep, I've done that too. The world wants to go faster. Let's not forget fibre optic broadband to go faster. Coffee helps us go faster. Smart motorways help us go faster, and we account for it all faster with a fast accounting software called QuickBooks. Did you know that the average length of a tweet is 33 characters? We want it all bite-sized because we want to do it quicker. Jesus lived slow. He spent about 33 years living and only about 3 of them actually doing ministry. Yet it was the most effective ministry the world has ever seen, and he did it slowly. Our culture keeps imploring us to go faster, and we are addicted to the idea of being busy. But Jesus, on the other hand, walks slowly. He's never in a rush. He is full of purpose, but never hurried. Just think about these stories that you might have heard in Sunday school if you went to Sunday school as a kid. You think of Jairus' daughter. She was really sick, but Jesus stops because a woman in the crowd touches him and she's healed of a long-term illness. Jesus spends so long with this woman who interrupts him and who disturbs his schedule that the first person who he was actually asked to heal actually dies. Jesus was so late, somebody died. Or how about Lazarus? Look at the start of John 11. Lazarus, some friends of Lazarus come to Jesus, might be one of his sisters, can't remember exactly, is really ill. Lazarus is really ill, and they come to him and they say, Lazarus is really ill, you have to get here as quick as you can. Yet by the time that Jesus actually arrives, Lazarus is long dead. Do you know, he's so dead, the Bible says, there was an odour. He had been dead for so long, his body had started to rot. And the sisters chastised Jesus for his lateness. If only you'd have been here, he would have been still alive. He'd still be here. Do you know, time is no barrier for Jesus though, is it? And Jesus faithfully raises him to life. You know, Jesus is not in a hurry. He will not be rushed. We glory in the fact that Jesus healed people and that he brought Lazarus back to life. And we forget that it came from a pace that was slow, from a place and a spiritual state built on slow, intentional solitude and time alone with his Father. How many times does the Bible say that Jesus often retreated to a quiet place to pray, or that he went up the mountainside to pray? So what do you want from life? Now that I've read this book, I'm reluctant to speed up again as the world gets back to normal. I'm quite challenged about my own spiritual devotion. I want to be a holy man. I want to love my Lord and to never be in a hurry. I don't know what you desire greatly. When we get too busy, we can end up spiritually putting our fingers in our ears and not being able to hear God because we're just so much in a rush. Jesus cries out to us in our culture of busyness. This is from the Message. Are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me, get away with me, and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me and you'll learn to live freely and lightly. These words cut to the heart of our culture's continual lust for more of our attention, more of our time, more of our energy. Guys, it's time to slow down. I'd really encourage you to read this book. It's really good and it's really challenging. And ask God how you can ruthlessly eliminate hurry from your own